Farms Global. We're into the cultivation, processing and packaging of edible mushrooms. I stress the word edible mushrooms. I know many of us here can remember back then when our grandmothers had mushrooms in their very young. Please, if you share that memory, can you raise your hand? I'm very happy to see people raise their hands. So for me, it is beyond having my grandma make very delicious meals with mushrooms. It is a health-related issue that inspired me to go into the cultivation of mushroom. At age 7, I had my first asthma attack. My mother, a PT trader, could not really afford conventional treatment, so we sought for other means of treatment. A doctor recommended mushrooms if we could get into a good quantity incorporated into my meal. Back then, the only thing we knew was that mushroom grow on decaying wood, right in the rainy season. You could find it once in a while. There's also a challenge of, is it edible or poisonous? We were so lucky that after felling our mango tree and watering over time, edible mushrooms began to grow. Over time of incorporating mushrooms into my meal, I never had an asthma attack till standing here from age 7. Now, next slide please. From my experience, there are also other people who either the doctor has recommended to cut their animal intake, or people who are just looking for healthy sources of nutrition, or even people who are strictly vegetarians or vegans looking for mushrooms, but are either scared of eating poisonous varieties of mushrooms because mushroom kills, the ones that are not edible, or they don't even know that mushrooms are being cultivated. This inspired me to start mushroom farming. I mean, who better to start mushroom farming if not me, a living testimony, right? Next slide, please. So at NASME Farms Global, by growing mushrooms, we reduce hunger and make available those who are looking for alternatives to animal protein, taking care of SDG Goal 2. We are also able to make sure that health is being preserved, SDG Goal 3, good health and well-being. We use more sawdust to grow our mushrooms. Sawdust is a wood waste. Now for each kg of mushroom we grow, 2 kg of sawdust is being recycled into a medium for food processing. Usually, sawdust is being burnt, causing environmental degradation and pollution. But by doing this, we reduce greenhouse gases and climate action, targeting SDG Goal 13. Very responsible consumption and production of food is practiced at NASME Farms Global because we don't do open field farming. We grow our mushrooms in a greenhouse. Next slide, please. So that is the picture of our greenhouse and how the mushrooms are being cultivated in a vertical farm. The next slide, please. Our products are fresh mushrooms, dried mushroom, and mushroom powder. Now, mushroom is a plant protein which is high in antioxidants. If you look to your right, I see a banner there. In fact, I was staring at it and very excited about it. Mushroom is a plant protein which is high in dietary fiber, lots of antioxidants, and low cholesterol. In fact, it helps reduces cholesterol in the body and is used for making a lot of modern-day drugs to help tackle non-communicable disease and the likes. Next slide, please. Now, the mushroom market in Nigeria is growing. According to the National Farmers Information Service, mushroom market in Nigeria is targeted at 3.6 billion naira per annum. At NASME Farms, we target just 10% of this, which is valued at 360 million naira per annum. Next slide, please. Yes, the people who we target, our business model surrounds both B2B and B2C, which are customers and businesses. For customers, we target elderly people, mothers, healthy lifestyle enthusiasts, vegetarians, and vegans. For businesses, I didn't put it here, but we also target churches because there are churches like First Baptist Church who encourage their members to live on vegetarian meals, Brotherhood of the Cross and Staff. We have restaurants, supermarkets, communities, and food processors. So even like people like my first colleague that just presented, we have people like that who incorporate our mushrooms into their processed food. People who make spices as well. Those are our business targets. The next slide, please. Definitely, we're not the only ones in this market. We have both local and international competitors. But what stands us out at NASME Farms Global is that we incorporate technology into what we do, which is why we use a greenhouse to grow our mushrooms. This enables us to have unwavering premium quality of mushrooms all the time. Now, product education is very key because some people love mushrooms but do not know how to cook mushrooms. So we educate with videos, recipe videos, and tips on how to make your mushrooms and make them come out very nutritious. Convenience is very important. We're in a new age where people want to sit at the comfort of their houses and have their products delivered to them. This is a service we also render, and this stands us out amongst our competitors. We also have our mushrooms all year round, so you don't have to wait for rainy season to look for mushrooms. Next slide, please. Our marketing strategies, we meet our customers offline and online. Online, we use social media, different social media platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Offline, referrals is the backbone of what we do. So people who are happy, there are people who don't eat mushrooms in Nigeria. We have people who say, I only eat mushrooms when I'm in England. But having tried your mushrooms, I refer people to you. So referral is the backbone of our sales. Supermarkets as well. Our mushroom just recently got NAFDAC approval, April, so we're very excited about it and we're launching fully into supermarkets. Food processors are also our target market and restaurants. Next slide, please.